The skill we're working on today is watering plants. This is a job that can be done at a garden center, a greenhouse, or a nursery. Plants need water, soil, and sun to survive, so today we are going to water our plants. In order to do this job, you must be comfortable working outside, especially if it's hot outside. You also need to be comfortable with getting wet and potentially touching the soil if needed. The materials you'll need are a watering can, water, which we'll get in a second, and of course, your plant. I'm going to model this skill two ways. The first is going to be inside using a watering can, and the next is going to be outside with a garden hose. Step 1. Look to see if your soil is wet or dry. You can do this with your eyes, or you can actually feel around and see. I can see that the soil looks a little bit lighter than normal, and it feels dry. That means it needs water. Step 2, turn on the water. Step 3, fill the watering can up. Step 4, pour the water in the base of your plant. You're going to want to try to get all of the soil wet before you stop. Also, you'll know if a plant has enough water. If water begins dripping out of the bottom, I'm getting it nice and wet. Wow, this plant is really thirsty. Step 5, stop watering when the soil looks wet or feels wet. Or if you can see here, I have some water coming out the bottom here, which means it's had enough. Step 6, if you have any extra water in your watering can, pour it in the sink. Step 7, wash your hands. Now we're going to practice this skill outside with a hose. The steps are pretty similar. Step 1 is still just to check the soil to see if it's wet or dry. I'm looking at it and it looks dry, and I'm feeling it and it feels dry. Step 2, turn on the hose. Step 3, spray water at the base of the plant. Just like you did with your other plants, you want to make sure that you're getting a good bit of your plant wet, not just one spot. Step 4, stop watering when the soil looks wet and if there's water coming out of the bottom of the plant. 5, turn off the hose. Step 6, wash your hands. If you need help watering the plants, say help or sign help, and then let your support person know. Let your support person know you're done, and check your work by feeling and looking to make sure the soil is wet. If you liked watering plants, this can be a responsibility of yours either at home or at school for more practice. You can also ask a neighbor to help water their outdoor plants or even get a plant of your own to take care of.